What kids movie made you think this is not for kids? The Brave Little Toaster. All Dogs Go to Heaven. Seriously. I watched that earlier this year and couldn't believe my parents let it as a kid. The Witches 1990, not the remake. Soul is an exquisitely animated midlife crisis story. My kiddo then 9 and I tried to watch it while still pretty fresh from the grief of losing my husband. We just couldn't. Watership Down. Rango. The kids will enjoy it. But there is so many references to other movies in the film that only adults will understand. I think the filmmakers really made it for the parents. James and the Giant Peach scared the absolute fuck out of me. The Last Unicorn. Emotionally devastating, I can still see the fire. Return to Oz with Fairuza Balk. A lot of kids were traumatized. But I've always been a little creep, so I loved it. Monster House. It had a pretty fucked up story for a kids movie. Labyrinth, The Dark Crystal. I love them but seem scary looking back now. Grave of the Fireflies rated GFSK 6 in Germany. Coraline. Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame. And it was pretty tame compared to the original. Everything about Frollo felt so icky, from the way he takes in Quasimodo just to treat him like less than shit, to the horrible implications of the things he says to Esmeralda, to the way he rightfully burns alive at the end. Cat in the Hat. It is a kids' movie. But for me, it's The Prince of Egypt. My son wouldn't sleep for a month after watching that. He was scared God was going to come kill him in his sleep. Live-action movies of Scooby-Doo. When we went to see Deadpool in theaters, an older lady and two kids around 8-10 years old sat in front of us. About 5 minutes into the movie, one kid leans over and whispers, "Grandma, I don't think this movie is meant for kids." Bridge to Terabithia. That was a very misleading cover, lol. I took my niece to Gremlins when it came out. It was way too scary. Blank Check. The Black Cauldron. The Never-Ending Story. I'm 43 and that Atreya's heartbreak over Artax lives in my soul. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is rated at PG. The themes of this movie are blackmail, cheating on your spouse, heavy drinking, developing young minds to have an early desire for red-headed TNA, and watching several cartoons die in horrifying ways. It was so bad it created the movie age rating system we used today. The rating system we use today was apparently made from much earlier films and clearly failed. As in this case. 2 Since so many of you are asking, this movie is all about Roger's two favorite parts of patty cake, tits and ass TNA. Bebe's Kids. Charlotte's Web. Death is a major theme. Not every toddler is ready for that. Q. Wilbur's wail of "I don't wanna die, I don't wanna die." Chicken Run. Also, Indiana Jones: The Temple of Doom. I feel like the Harry Potter books got more intense as they went on. Basically, as their original audience matured in later years and was able to handle the grimmer stuff. Similarly, the Little House books also become more difficult to read, and All the Locusts and Long Winters are in the later volumes. So do the movies, with increasingly darker tones all around. Recently someone posted about how sad their 5-year-old was when Dobby died in part 1 of Deathly Hallows. And I thought that's really not meant for a 5-year-old to see. Kids who were 10 when they read the first HP book were 20 when they read Deathly Hallows. The Incredibles. That movie is rather dark when you stop to think about it. And really adult. It deals with suicide, genocide, intense action scenes with high death counts where other people are trying to murder the main characters, politics, marital problems, possible affairs, sexual themes, and characters willing to let other characters die for their own gain. Not to mention Syndrome was willing to and attempted to murder children, and took pleasure in thinking Bob's entire family was dead and watching Bob's face as he learned the supposed news too. Road to El Dorado, Return to Oz. Willy Wonka's Gondola Madness. I don't think it's a kids movie, but my parents didn't realize it, they just knew I loved animals, so Animal Farm looked ideal for a rainy afternoon. I'm still not over Boxer being carted off to the glue factory. Hocus Pocus. Honestly, all that talk and the jokes about him being a virgin and liking Yabos from his kid sister. And let's not forget the unpopular opinion that the Sarah sister was a little too flirty with the young boys. And the whole scene with the devil and them calling him master, and the bus scene with Sarah on the guy's lap. The original Fantasia. I saw it when it was re-released. I think I was about 6. I cried during Night on Bald Mountain. Skeletal ghosts, naked demons, stuff like that. Easy answer, Cat in the Hat. The movie Kids. So clearly an adult cartoon sausage party. I saw it in theaters and someone brought their kids. They left a few minutes in. It was hilarious. Miss Peregrine's School for Peculiar Children. Currently watching it right now with my kids. Yup, it's a bit scary. Especially people with no eyes. The original Charlton Heston version of Planet of the Apes. That movie is rated G. But there's the hunt scene. People being shot and killed. And human bodies brought in from the hunt. I love this movie, but rated G? Hunchback of Notre Dame. The Hellfire song is wild. I know it's not a kids movie, but a lot of parents thought Pan's Labyrinth was for children. I saw a mom putting the DVD on the checkout counter with some kids' movies and cupcakes, so I asked if she knew about the movie. She put it back after I told her about Barbie. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely loved it. It wasn't supposed to be a kids movie and is rated PG-13, but my theater was packed with very young kids. Like 4-8. I really felt bad for those parents who didn't do their research and brought their kids to a movie full of adult humor. I turned on Pinocchio for my toddler after not seeing it since I was a child, and oh my god, tears of joy. Shrek. Not sure if it was billed a kids movie, but my mom took us to Watership Down thinking it was. Traumatized the crap out of us. Beethoven. It's almost completely a kids movie. If you overlook the fact that the evil veterinarian needs big dogs to sell to ammunition companies to test bullets. The Road to El Dorado. Far too hilarious for kids to appreciate emo. I had thought Kindergarten Cop was for kids right up until the first guy gets murdered. Coraline. The Fox and the Hound. I will never subject my son to that one. It seriously messed me up. Dumbo, too, for that matter. Coraline, although it was a favorite of my youngest. There is a scary animated movie with Tom Hanks and a train. Trolls. I'm 100% convinced it was made for adults tripping on hallucinogens. Not a movie, but TV show. The Clone Wars gets really dark at times. I think The Landing at Point Rain was the first episode that made me think, this isn't a kids show. The Great Mouse Detective. That movie was dark, and not just lighting. Coraline. That shit featured dead kids who had their eyes removed. How is that kid friendly? The Cat in the Hat. The Black Cauldron. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. It's very, very beautiful. But at the same time, I think adults would definitely appreciate it a lot more. Especially because it touches on some themes like death, religion, even war, etc.